And my second question is, for instance, if I want to make up a prayer from the past, do I have to make it like in sequence, in the sense like if I want to make up the prayer of the 1st of January and the 2nd of January and the 3rd of January, do I have to do the 1st of January first, the 2nd of January, then the 3rd of January? What if I make a mistake in that of the 1st of January while I'm at of the 3rd of January? And like, do I have to make up all of the prayers I did just so I can keep the sequence, or I can just move on?
No, it will not be a problem if you make a mistake. What happens is if you've missed too many prayers, I mean months, several months. So what you need to do is estimate how many days, how many prayers, and you just intend making up even without specifying a date, Sarah. Next question, please.
Me?
You said you have another question.
So basically that was what I was talking about.
Oh.
Like, for instance, I'm not talking about mistakes, like just mistakes which I was unaware of. Like, I'm talking about like when I miss a pillar or something, like it's from a prayer. It's a prayer from the past. Like, if I'm like at the prayer of January the 3rd of I don't know, let's say 2020, and I want to make up that of the 1st of January. Like, do I have to make up that of the
Sarah,
January?
I think you're talking about two different matters now. Initially said قضاء الفوائد, or making up the missed prayers. If you've missed several weeks, several days, so do I have to make them in the same sequence, January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th? Or your second question, if I missed a pillar in a particular prayer. So one question at a time. If you're talking about the missed prayer for several days, it doesn't matter which day, because you start making up 5 daily prayers today. Whether it is, you've missed 45 days, you missed 6 months, so you need to start making the prayers for 6 months, okay? You do not specify in your prayer, this prayer is for which date, it doesn't matter. But if you're talking about a prayer, you remember, you have forgotten a pillar in it, you're supposed to do it immediately after the prayer. And you did not do it, then the prayer is invalid. You have to make up this particular prayer, whether Asr or Dhuhr or whichever prayer. Is this clear, or you need further clarification?
I need further clarification because this doesn't seem like it's the question I'm asking. That's
okay.
Why.
Repeat your question again, please.
Like, for instance, let's say I have to make up certain prayers, okay? And like, I make a mistake.
Why don't you name a prayer and tell me the reason why do you think you want to make it up? Is it because you missed it completely?
No.
Like one day you were traveling and you didn't pray Asr? Give me a reason.
Because I missed it. It's because of a mistake which resulted in it being invalid.
Like what? Be specific, Sarah.
I missed the pillar.
Give me a specific example. Like if it happened to you, something happened to you, share with me.
So basically, I wanted to turn to the right in order to make my taslim. But the thing is, I did not wait until I was completely set. So I did not respect the principle of tranquility. But the thing causing me confusion is that it happened during, like, after I made 2 prostrations of forgetfulness, not like after I made the obligatory sitting. I already did it. So this is why I'm being confused right now.
No, one thing now, ya Sarah. You're talking about turning to the right to make the right taslim and turning to the left to make the left taslim, right?
Yes.
You already recited tashahhud, right?
Yes.
And you're supposed to turn right, say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, then Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, correct?
I said that after. It's just like, when I made the 2 prostrations of forgetfulness, like I did not wait until I was sat down completely, like without moving at all. respecting the principle of tranquility in order to move to the right. Like I sat down and like completely moved to the right while my back was still moving, while I raised from the prostrations of forgetfulness. However, I
So
did sit down.
You see,
I did
Sarah, the
sit
reason I
down
ask
previously.
you, nah, the reason I ask you to be specific, because you are asking two questions completely different than what you presented right now. Sarah have forgotten something in the prayer which required sujood sahw, the two prostrations for forgetfulness. As she prayed the two prostrations for forgetfulness, she sat down, but before she rests completely with comfort, she made taslim to the right and to the left. Isn't this your question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So that's why the questioner has to be very clear and explain their question so that also the viewers, not only me, comprehend what you're talking about. Did you manage to sit down after making the two prostrations for forgetfulness or not?
In between them?
No, not in between them. I'm talking about you made two prostrations already. Now,
Yes.
you sat down.
I sat down, but my back was still moving backwards.
It's okay. So in this case, your prayer is still valid, but don't do it again. You wait until all your bones come to the proper position, as if you're actually sitting down, bending your left foot beneath you and stretching the toes of your right foot. Then make taslim, even if it doesn't take a second. Okay?
Okay, but I did not respect the principle of tranquility, did I?
Well, tranquility, according to many of the ulama, is a requirement or a pillar in the validity of the prayer. And to many others, it is not a pillar, but it is required for the acceptance of the prayer. So my advice to you is start from the scratch, make sure that you have khushu and salah and tranquility, and make up for what you've missed by praying nawafil as much as you can. Do not put yourself in confusion, please. Okay? Barakallah fikum.